Welcome to Women of the Metaverse. I am Cheryl Laidlaw.
I am Angela Harkness. We have been and are still on a journey to discover the Metaverse, Web 3.0, NFTs, and anything that we are required to know to join this world.
From this podcast, we will help you to unlock how the Metaverse is going to impact your brand, your business, and even your personal life.
Join us as we take the mystery out of this new digital universe.
Welcome to Women of the Metaverse. In this episode, we are going to be talking about the very unique, creative and innovative project. Cathy Hackl is deemed the godmother of the Metaverse. We've spoken about her many times. She is considered one of the most influential people in the Web3 space. She is the founder of the company called Journey, which focuses on Web3 and Metaverse strategies, gaming, NFTs, and virtual couture. She's always had a passion for the fashion side of the business and was appointed chair of the 2022 Metaverse Fashion Week and was named Vogue's Forces of Fashion in 2022. So why are we talking about her today?
Okay, so she has now taken her love and knowledge of fashion and emerging technologies and created a brand called VerseLuxe. In its first collection named Frillz, Cathy has collaborated with blockchain jewellery designer Simone Faurschou to create a collection of jewellery which consists of 2 necklace designs and 2 bracelet designs. And there will be 100 necklaces and 100 bracelets that will be produced. They wanted to combine the possibilities of high-end jewelry and NFCs. So before we talk any more about the collection, we need to explain what NFCs are for those that don't know. Then all will become clear as to what makes this collection unique. So Cheryl, what does NFC mean?
NFC stands for Near Field Communication. If you've ever paid for anything using your phone, you will then have used an NFC. The NFC chip enables communication between your phone and the device you tap it on. It doesn't require Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. In fact, NFC chips are incredibly cheap and you can purchase them off Amazon for £10 to £20 for about 30 of them. You can set them up to do all kinds of things, such as setting alarms, checking off tasks, enabling people to easily log into your Wi-Fi. I actually saw a video of a woman who was fed up with chasing her husband to check if he'd fed the dog. So she set up an NFC near the dog bowl. So when he fed the dog, he would tap the NFC and the message would immediately be sent to her phone, telling her that the task was complete. We're going into more detail as to how you can use these in your business or personal life in a bit, but back to Cathy Hackl's new jewellery line. So what makes this jewellery line so special is each piece of jewellery has an NFC chip in it embedded, which is actually a hardware-locked smart contract called Halo. When the chip is scanned, it brings up your authentication certificate, which then sits on the blockchain.
So this is incredible. I just think it's so creative to do this. And I think it also shows how much you can have products that you then can add to the blockchain for asset management.
It's absolute genius. I'm not sure, because I've done enough research yet, but how she's going to be using it. I know. Is it like a locket that everything will be stored?
Oh, I don't know. I think for this one, it just registers that each individual piece but actually belongs to you. So it's a way to say, I genuinely own this piece of jewelry. So if it got stolen, there's this NFC chip, which we're going to explain more about in the rest of the episode. If it gets stolen and somebody scans it, it's like, well, this doesn't belong to you because on the blockchain, it said it belongs to this person.
I see. Well, the other benefit, which enable LuxeVerse to connect with its community so that it can send out other offers. Again, is this the community of 100, or so you can expand this?
I guess because this is her first collection, she'll do a lot more, and I don't know if she'll incorporate NFC chips or use something else, but it just means that actually on file now, she knows who brought it, rather than it just being sent out to shops and they can't keep track of it. Now they can keep track of it because it's got that asset tag, that NFC, so they can go that they might be the first people who then get
the offers or anything like that.
Yeah.
Invited to parties.
Yeah. I'm now doing a ring or, a pair of earrings or something like that. It's just a really,
I'm coming to New York this weekend, for a conference, you're invited, that kind of thing.
Yeah, here's your invitation. It's just really, really smart. Also, a couple of special elements of this line are that, as we talked about, it's got an NFC, and the NFC is actually encased within the jewelry and therefore cannot be removed. So as we're talking about, if it gets stolen, they won't be able to open up this NFC chip, and it always then is an asset tag if it gets stolen or lost. Also, a nice touch, which is a little special, are the pieces are developed with the concept of time and watches, but the 6, 9, and 12 watch hands have been replaced with Roman numerals 3 to reflect the transition from Web 2 to Web 3. The line is due to be released later this year, but according to reports, you may be able to pre-order in late April. So after this podcast has gone out, for the cost of around $555.
What is it with numbers in Web3?
I don't know.
Our episodes are 33.
Yeah, we
888 55.
I know. Maybe it's just easier. Bam, this is the price. So Cathy Hackl's future with LuxeVerse is to bring fashion and technology together. So expect to see more from the brand in all areas of fashion in the coming years. But what does that mean for me, us, and my brand, you may ask? We loved the idea of NFC technology, and we wanted to go over a few ways in which you can transition this to your life and brand. So give us an idea, Cheryl.
Well, Angela and I have been discussing this over the past 10 days because obviously we went out and got our NFCs, and I think Angela set her first one up yesterday to tell me more about that. But of course, you can simply have it linking to your website, which I have actually got one. It's actually a business card, which is called Vice. And I went to a conference in February and I wanted to make sure that I was going to go paperless. So I've actually got my very first one, but I didn't realize that was the technology until I researched this episode. So you can link that to anything on the web, whether it be your link tree or your website. So that's a great idea.
Yeah. We've actually been using them for a long time. So anybody that's lived or been going to London for a long time would have had an Oyster card, and that would just be NFC technology. It's just something that you can tap on a device. So we've been using it for a really long time. I remember years ago somebody talking to me about when iPhones didn't have NFC in, and he's saying, I'm desperate for the new iPhones to come out because I want the NFC so I can use it to pay, have my card on or pay for things. But it's not new technology. I think the way in which it's being used, though, is starting to get really creative. So to use yourself, another idea, because they are so cheap, they just come as little circular stickers that you can just put wherever. So if you run your business from an office or from home, you could have an NFC sticker for each client. So every time you start to do a piece of work for that client, you can just scan the NFC and it will start tracking that time for each client. So it might make it easier or more automated for you if you've got several clients on the go, like Cheryl will have. You can track throughout the day how much work you're doing for each of those clients. So that's a great way
I mean, I don't track my time actually, but a lawyer, this would be a great bit of tech for a law firm. They probably do it already. Who knows? But it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I got one of my clients was very strict about the times that she did for her client. If she did over, she would charge them. So this might be something for her. And again, if several people are working on a client, it's a great way to kind of, if everybody's got those NFC chips going into the same system, then that's another really good way to do it.
Definitely. Also, we've got automated messages here. So a bit like what the guy with the dog was sending to his wife. Just reminders, making sure people are in the know, as it were.
Yeah. I did, when I set mine up, I've got this real thing about my back door. I don't remember if I blocked the back door. So I constantly go back and check. I don't do it with anything else, just my back door. So I've set up an NFC sticker so that once I block the back door, I scan it and it sends me a message to say, don't worry about the back door, you've already locked it. So because a couple of times I've gone to check it again, I'm like, no, I don't need to. I remember I got my message. That's how.
So you can leave the house knowing that you've done it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, or go to bed and not think, have I locked the back door? So yeah, so any automated messages, whether it's a work message or whether it's a message at home or for
I do the same with my straighteners.
Yeah, that's a common one though, I think.
Yeah, very.
So you can just have a sticker by your straighteners and just when you turn them off.
I then have to have my phone with me at all times, which I probably do anyway.
Yeah, but I think it's another step in the process. So I don't go back and check my phone to go, oh, I've switched it off. I remember that I got the message because the message comes through immediately. So it's another step in the process where I go, oh yeah, I remembered I got that message. So it just adds to it.
And it doesn't cost anything, does it?
No, it's part of the if you're on iPhone, it's part of the shortcuts menu to be able to do it. It's actually got an NFC option in there for you to be able to set them up. Okay, another one. So very similar to Cathy Hackl's jewelry line, if you create a product, it could contain an NFC for asset tracking. So whatever product it is, it could be that you create a handbag or clothing, or it could be something that goes out in the box. So when somebody gets that box, like a warranty or just that they want to register that they have the product, you could have an NFC sticker that goes out. And you can buy them branded too. So you can get, stickers with your branding on. And it could contain whatever information, welcome to your product. We hope you love it. That kind of nice message to encourage people to scan your stickers.
Absolutely. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do with them, like supply tracking.
Yeah. So if you've got loads of products, you can it's a good way to keep, track of your supply, what supply you've got in. I think that asset tracking and supply tracking will be huge on the blockchain and in coming technologies. I think it's going to be used a lot. So
definitely. I mean, now at the moment, I just got a package this morning, then I got an email with a picture of my feet in the parcel.
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas they could quite as easily just set up any NFC.
Yeah. But even in your home, just tracking certain products, particularly those products that kind of go out of date, like herbs and spices. If you wanted to put an NFC sticker and say, in 6 months' time, give me a reminder in 6 months' time, if it's still stuck in the cupboard, then you got to.
Yeah. I'm interested to know how creative you're going to get with these NFCs in the next few months, Angela.
We'll see. We will see.
I love
this one. Stuck everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll be all over the house.
It'll be all over.
In fact, if anyone does want to have a little look to see how creative you can be, go to TikTok and put the NFC in. And you can be really, really, there's lots of videos on there of how creative you can be. Yeah. But this one I like, loyalty programs. So again, probably like what potentially Cathy could be doing with her necklaces and bracelets. You know, what's going to bring them back? What's going to make? I mean, these are. They say you don't need you don't need 1,000 fans. You need 100 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
100 loyal fans.
Yes.
Was it 1,000? I can't remember.
Yeah. I know what you're saying though. So to keep them coming back and registering, I think this will make it a lot easier. Like you brought yours for, what was yours, like 30 quid or something? You brought your business card with the NFC chip in it.
£39.
Yeah.
Had I known, I wouldn't have bothered.
Yeah. But it might be now much more possible, especially with print on demand. If you have a retail store or anything like that, even if you're selling from Etsy, you could put something like this in the packaging with an NFC sticker so that people can then register with you and you can then send out promotional items. So I think it's just a really, really good way.
A nice idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
To get them on your newsletter list even. Tap it on your phone and register. Let us know you got it. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know some feedback even for reviews.
Yeah. Another great way, particularly with sending out products, is to use them to provide additional information. So it could be how you use the product, or if Cheryl sent something with, once she launches a website, she could send an NFC sticker that, clients could constantly use if they wanted to go into educational videos or anything like that. It's another way that you could use them.
Definitely. I mean, you've the whole logging onto Wi-Fi when your friend comes over. Have you ever been to an Airbnb when you've just tapped the Wi-Fi NFC? Again, not really. I was like, oh, that's cool. Or gone into someone's office. Like, what's the Wi-Fi? Oh, if you just tap this board here, it will automatically log you in. That's a great little.
I know, because I've recently went through a period where I was having problems with my Wi-Fi and had about 4 routers in 3 months. So every time somebody came around, I was there to re-log on to the Wi-Fi, and here's my card again. Here's the card with the details on. Now I'm just gonna. In fact, what I might do is just change the password so I can set up an NFC sticker. So when people come around, they have to re-log in.
That's the next task for you, Angela.
So they can just use my NFC sticker.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, same goes for smart plugs. Turning on and off devices. I know we've touched upon that with the whole straighteners and locking doors and stuff like that. But if if you're a bit, what's the word? Forgetful.
Yeah. But it just makes it easier if you sort of are leaving the house and you just use it to go, right, turn everything off that needs to be off. I don't need to go around and check everything. Just turn everything off that needs to be turned off. And I think also using it in your house for just day-to-day things, because they are so cheap. You just go onto Amazon and there's so many sort of different types, shapes, colors that you can buy them. And if you're thinking about using them in your business, a great way to start to get used to them and understand how you set them up is to use them in your home. So, and even the fun things like getting into your car and have an NFC sticker in your car that you do to play your favorite podcasts like us. Program them so you immediately listen to us straight away when you get.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. Well, with medicine as well. That's watching my dad put together 7 tablets a day or anything like that, and making sure that you've done that.
Yeah,
and taking your meds.
Yeah, my dad's got a very specific eye drops that he has that the bottle will only last 4 weeks. It has to sit in the fridge in a bottle. So for something like that, or ordering, when I have to order the medicine, I'm really bad at I keep reminding myself when I get the tablets ready and then I forget. So it goes to the point where it's only got 2 tablets left and I'm like, oh my God, I should have ordered it. So just the minute you open a new packet of tablets and scan the NFC sticker to say, remind me in 28 days.
Perfect.
Or you could even automate it. So in 28 days, send this email to get a repeat prescription.
Definitely.
We're really getting clever then.
No, the email could be already written out and
Exactly.
went and sent.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure there's a lot of people listening, because my problem is I'm not very brilliant with processes. I can see the end result of the process. I can't break it down very well, but there will be some people who are very clever with it that will be able to really
automate their lives.
Yeah, completely.
So, well, we think this brilliantly shows the gradual evolution of technology and how gently you can start to apply Web3 elements into your home and brand. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Join us next week as we continue our journey into the metaverse. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Women of the Metaverse.
You can find all information, links, and people we talked about in the show notes on our website.
If you have enjoyed this podcast, please comment and subscribe.
Join us again in the next episode as we continue this exciting metaverse journey.